Mike Zano.
Hello, Scott Bossman.
How's it going, buddy?
It's going great. I'm so happy we're live in the group. I feel like we haven't been live in the group in forever. I feel like a lot of people may not even know who we are.
Yeah, that's exactly right. There's so many people joining this group every day that, yeah, they may not know who the Land Geek guys are. So here we are, and we have a renewed commitment to be a little bit more present in the group because we just haven't been. It's been a busy couple weeks, right? We had Land Geek
Well,
Boot Camp.
holidays were here. It's been a crazy few months if you have to put it out there, right? So, and yeah, we're gonna have a renewed presence, and what we want to do in that renewed presence is answer questions. So, one time you talked about this, Scott, the idea of having a way for people to submit questions, and I think that that could be awesome, right? Maybe we could throw that out there and get people to do that because, one thing about Scott and I, we love talking. So if you give us something to talk about, that helps.
It's kind of funny because I'm really not a talker. I'm kind of the quiet guy in the corner.
Right,
But when I'm online here with you, I'm kind of forced to talk. I don't have a choice. It's
right,
probably
right.
good for me.
Well, you got something to say, and people want to hear it.
I hope you think that.
I
So
know that. I know that.
so we're the Land Geek guys. We come online every once in a while. Here's something for people to know if they're just tuning in. So Mike and I speak to a lot of people who are interested in the business. So if you are interested in land investing and you want to have a call, you want to talk strategy, you want to talk training programs, which I think our training programs are second to none. Uh, schedule a call with us, and you do that by going to thelandgeek.com/training, and we can sit down and chat for a half hour.
Yeah, we love doing those calls. We're pretty much land investing 24/7. We talk to each other about it all the time. We talk to other people about it. We just love it. I mean, and both of us have been positively and incredibly impacted by this whole process, by meeting Mark Podolsky and all the people that are associated with him. It's so, we give back, and we would love to talk to you if you had any questions. Some people in this group may have been investing in land for a while now. Maybe they learned somewhere else. It doesn't matter. Listen, we love talking about it. You want to talk about it? Well, reach out and have a call with us.
That's exactly right. We get a lot done in a half-hour call, and that's one of my favorite parts about this. I say it all the time. We're the facilitators, right? We got the Mark Podolsky, the creator,
Yes.
and we have this very amazing role of just talking to people, and even if we can have like some impact on facilitating their journey, and then you see people come out the back end and they're making. Do you want to give a shout out to the gentleman you talked to yesterday, or should we maybe clear that with him first? We don't have to name names.
No, we should clear that. But there's people out there that are just in the background, learned how to do what we do, and they're over 10K passive. There's a lot of people out there like that, and it's amazing. Because we don't often, a lot of times, I don't know, it's 50-50, maybe it's 60-40. I don't know what the ratio is, but there's people that just get successful. They learn how we do what we do, and they're not going to be on here talking about it. They're just in their life crushing it. So, when we hear from them, it's exciting. It's amazing. What we offer through the Land Geek truly changes lives. I mean, we see it time and time again. We were just at boot camp. We have this session called Grow the Geeks where they get up there and they talk about their land investing experiences, and then the group can ask them questions. I'm blown away at just the results they have. Then I'm watching people in the hallway close deals from properties they're selling on Facebook. They just learned how to use from one of their sell from one of their coaches, and it's just amazing. It's an awesome process. And listen, it's no knock on anybody else that teaches land investing, but I just love the way we do it. I love our community. I love the people. I love the fact that we take our businesses serious, ourselves not so much. I think we're all pretty relatable. We're all, as collectively, like, what a group of people from different lifestyles, right, Scott? So and we just come from different angles, but we meet in the middle with the land investing.
That's exactly right. Yeah, our community is very diverse, and it just works if you work it, right? So you just need a few simple skills, right? You need to be able to talk to somebody once every now and then, and you can actually get better at doing that. A lot of people are shy to begin with, and they kind of have to train themselves, right, to kind of come out of their shell when interacting with people, but you can do that. You can, you might have to break out of your shell to become a good salesperson as well. But all of this stuff is a learning process, and it's a learning process that brings you to a whole new level down the road. So it's awesome.
Yeah. And it's not like, people think of sales. A lot of times they think of maybe someone selling a car or something like that. This is low pressure. This is somebody, you have an asset that somebody wants and they have some questions. You just need to give them the answers to those questions and show them how they can own it in an easy way, be transparent with them, and be yourself. I think that's the biggest lesson that you'll learn here is whether you're buying a property or selling a property, just relax, take a deep breath, and whoever you are, whatever personality you have, just be that person, right? And speak from that, where you're at, and people relate to that. It's refreshing for somebody to talk to someone who's not a professional salesperson or professional, because they're all nervous too. Like, hey, I want to sell my property, or hey, I want to buy a property, and then you get on the phone, you make them laugh, you talk a little bit. It's just like we're talking right now. There's nothing really crazy about it. It's very straightforward and simple.
Straightforward and simple. Keep it simple.
Keep it simple.
Awesome. Well, we got a few watches. For those of you who are new to the business, throw some questions in there. If you have any general questions about the business. Ed Ellis, I see you joined us. Welcome. Always good to see you on here. I'm having some problems with comments not showing up on my feed here, which they normally do.
I look on my let me pull them up. See if I can be helpful. All right, we got comments. We still live?
We're still live.
Awesome. Yeah, we got Ed Ellis. Good to see you. Thanks, Ed, for commenting. And then you got a link in there for the mentorship. And you've got 9 people watching. But Scott and I are very aware that we live in the rerun.
That's exactly right.
I mean, we're at late night. We're going to try to pull one off tomorrow night, a nightcap. And it's a different time. There are some people that are up, but we get a lot of views in the rerun. So we're cognizant of that, and we're okay with that. We don't need you all to be live, but we'd love you to be live. So,
uh-oh, I lost my sound.
Oh, but I can hear you fine. So allow me to take over. I mean, I can just
now I can hear you. I think my AirPods died. Now I probably went from very clear to very echoey.
Oh, you sound great.
I sound great to you, but.
Anybody out there want to comment? Ed, how does Scott sound?
Ed, do I sound echoey now? Because that always happens. My AirPods die, and then the sound goes to heck. So what I was going to do is go through the group here quick and see if I could find a question that we could answer for
a
new
want me to talk a
investor.
little bit while you do that?
Yeah, so while I'm doing that, why don't you tell people what we got coming up? We got some stuff coming up.
We do. And so the next flight school, which is important. If you don't know what flight school is, in a nutshell, it's like how to set up your business model in a way that's going to make you extremely successful. You're basically going to mirror Scott Todd's business model. It's a 4-month process. It's amazing. It takes you from, you could be like, know nothing about land investing to being an incredible, successful land investor. You could already be land investing. It can make you better. So anyway, the next one starts February, I think it's 26th, Scott. Am I right? February 26th. I believe that's a Wednesday night.
It's a Wednesday night at 8 p.m. Eastern.
8 p.m. Eastern. So it's an amazing process. And by the way, 2020, the price is going up a little bit. So if you sign up by the end of this month, we still have it in 2019. Why is it going up? We're adding more content. We always add more. We always give more. So it's going to be even better. It always gets better, doesn't it? Every time.
Yeah, it actually hasn't gone up in quite a while, and when you look at it, it's getting better all the time because what Scott Todd is teaching today is maybe slightly different than what he was teaching a year ago because we're trying to stay cutting edge, and we're adding more things. And you know what? This is an investment that people make back so quickly. We see it time and time again. We have people going through
Inside Flight School.
Inside Flight School, they're making back their investment. Actually, one of the most recent graduating classes. I think it might have been a record with how many people made their investment back during the 16 weeks.
It's amazing. And that's important to realize. The investment for the flight school is basically what you're going to earn on one land deal. So anybody who works with us, we do a lot more than one land deal, right? So, one land deal, get your education out of the way, and then you crushing it from that point forward.
It's exactly right. You get that out of the way, you rinse and repeat, and then it's just a matter of it's a hockey stick, right?
Yep.
You start something, you kind of take a leap of faith. There's a little bit of a dip, and then you slowly start coming out of that land investing. I don't want to say hole, but you start coming out of that hole, and then all of a sudden you
build your
scale.
systems. You got to, and it replicates. Like Scott Todd in the beginning, like he built his systems, and then he just skyrocketed to success, right? And that's what you're going to learn how to do you're going to mirror that same process. It's really amazing. The other thing we have coming up, April, right? We just had a boot camp in San Antonio. Boot camp. Sometimes it gets confusing, Scott. We don't say this enough. People are like, wait a minute, boot camp, flight school. Wait a minute, what is all this? Well, boot camp. Anyway, anybody who works with us in any way, shape, or form, they get tickets. We get together 4 times a year, all day Friday, all day Saturday, half day Sunday. We talk about land investing. Mark Podolsky puts on the land show. It's insane, like literally. Like it's like a Broadway performance with everybody gets drawn into it. Everybody loves it. They get super excited. You can talk to other land investors. Let's face it, how many people in your regular life do you find that do land investing, Scott?
Yeah, none.
If I didn't talk to you, I don't know who I talked to. Like literally, there's nobody doing this. So you get together with 60 or 80 people, and they're all doing the same niche. That's awesome. It's insane.
Yeah, it's a room full of abundance mindset, abundance mentality. So it's pretty awesome.
Where are we going to be? I think it's Arizona in April. Am I correct?
That is correct. I think it's the weekend after Easter.
You're saying it right now.
Hey, we have a comment from Linda. So Linda, this is an interesting comment, but I think someone would probably be able to help you out in this community. She wants to get rid of the 40 acres she bought from Mark about 10 years ago. So she wants to sell. So you know what? Talk to Mike Zano. He'll buy it from you.
I don't see the comment, but listen, reach out. Just you know what you're going to do? Go in the group, post the particulars of that property, where it is, the size, all that stuff. And then get in some conversations with people, and I guarantee somebody will be interested in that. So just post the details in there. I don't want to snipe it and take it. Put it out there for the general public.
Oh, I'm kidding. Awesome. So, all right. So I thought we'd address a couple questions. So the really great thing about this group is it's growing and growing and growing, and there are a lot of questions, and it's somewhat of a task to go through and answer every question. So that's why we have the community who is so forthcoming with their knowledge. They chime in so much, which I think is really awesome. But I thought we'd address a couple here that I saw. How's that sound?
Sounds great. I hope I have an answer. Don't stump me now.
No.
Live broadcast.
So here's a question, Mike, that a lot of people, maybe there's a little bit of a misconception about. So Madeline Hendricks is a beginner. She says, hey, land investors, what would you say the average list price is? What's a high price for a list?
I think I was actually texting with Madeline just the other day. Yep, we were.
Oh.
And so that is a great question. People oftentimes get hung up on this list, right? But, I wouldn't pay hundreds of dollars for a list, but there's many ways to get a list for, I wouldn't say quite free, because if you train a VA, it's going to cost you the cost of that, but, which is small dollars. But, there's so many ways to get a list, Scott, that I would say that if you're paying $50, even $100, I paid $150 for a list before, but I knew exactly what I wanted, and it gave me everything I needed. So it's important to have that. In the beginning, here's the thing. Don't forget, we are hyper-focused when we mail. We don't just mail a whole county, right? And if you don't know what I'm talking about, we better jump on a call. We mail a very specific area to keep our model simple. So you may not need the whole list. What you need is a portion of that list. Or you can use things like Agent Pro. I know some people have varying experience. I've had great experience with it. There's other tools out there. But getting a list is great. Secret isn't getting a list, really, is how to scrub it and how to really know what data you need and how to be very pinpoint accurate with what you're going to do.
Yeah, I think having done this for a while, and I think you would find similar information from a lot of people. I think a lot of people have gotten lists for free, which I've done. A lot of people paid $30 for a list, which I've done. A lot of people have paid maybe multiple $100s for a list, which I did do when I was first starting out. Would I do that again? Probably not. However, I paid a couple $100s for that list, and guess what? I got a $5,000 cash sale out of it. So it ended up being being a pretty good return on my investment there, right?
That's right.
So it's just a matter of you got to know the county, you got to know what kind of list they're supplying you with, you got to know the number of items on that list. Are there 200 or are there 5,000? Be a little bit surgical about your research before you go into that area.
It's very easy in the beginning to get a little nervous over getting a list, the cost of mailing. I want to save 20 cents a letter, all this stuff. Listen, the deals we do, and if you do it the way we show you how to do it, those costs are negligible compared to the deal flow and the money you'll make.
That's exactly right. Okay, awesome. Madeline, I hope we answered your question. Any list beats no list, in the wise words of Scott Todd.
Nice.
Right?
Nice quote. Surprised you didn't quote yourself.
This is a question from Aaron Tress. We met Aaron at boot camp.
Yes.
Really cool guy. He's motivated to move forward in the business, and he just had a question about Geek Pay. That's something we don't really talk about a lot, is Geek Pay and how amazing of a tool it is to help you keep track of your notes. You know, when I started a little over 4 years ago, I was keeping track of everything on a spreadsheet, and it was a headache, man. But Geek Pay has made this.
You're an Excel genius. I've learned that about you.
Yeah, not a genius at all. Not at all.
Compared to my knowledge.
I'm a faker. I'm a good faker.
Fake it till you make it. That's what they say.
That's right. So Aaron had a question about Geek Pay, which is a great question. So the great thing about Geek Pay is you can create a down payment link, and you can embed that link. What's that?
I love that part of Geek Pay.
I do too. You can embed that link onto your website. You can send that link to people over the phone via text message, Facebook Messenger, whatever. They click on there, they pay the paperwork fee or the down payment or whatever. And his question was, does anyone know for certain whether the link becomes inoperative once the person makes a payment through it?
That's the beauty of it. That is the beauty of it, Aaron. Yes. So it's like, listen, as soon as one person uses that link, it cannot be used again. So that creates your fear of missing out. Like, hey, by the way, I've sent this link to 3 other people who are really interested in buying this property. The first one to use it, it's the only fair way to be. They are going to be the owners of the property. So don't delay. I love that. That is one of the most awesome parts of that down payment link.
I would definitely agree, for sure. Awesome. Well, hey.
You blocked a couple softballs at me there. That was easy.
Well, they're easy ones, I know, right?
But they're important. They're important.
Yeah, definitely important. Oh, here, we got one more. Ready?
I think so.
This is from Rachel Ashbrook. So Rachel and Jesse Ashbrook, they had some luck with the Investor Toolkit, and then they actually went into flight school, and it was pretty cool because she texted me a week or so ago, and she's like, I'm so glad we joined flight school because I learned this in the first call, which gave them a lot of clarity. That's so much. That's what flight school. Yeah, it just gives you clarity on so many different things. But anyway, so she has a question in here. She purchased a property that is in a flood zone in Mojave County, Arizona. It's near electricity and has access, so otherwise it's a decent lot. I bought it in a bulk deal from another land investor, didn't realize it at the time. Due diligence lesson learned. Has anyone found themselves in a similar situation and had success with selling, and do you have any tips?
Yeah, I sell properties all the time in a flood zone or whatnot. I mean, it's just, listen, you can still build in those properties. It's just some things they have to do to meet county requirements typically. I don't sweat that. You probably got a good deal because you bought it as part of a bulk package. Highlight what it's near, electricity, and if someone asks, disclose that what it is, but learn from the county what can be done with it. Maybe you have to be so many feet above the water table or something. I don't know, but that'll sell.
You can market it as a recreational property. Those are great neighbor sales a lot of times. So reach out to the neighbors right away. But again, we're purchasing these in such a margin of safety that we're not going to lose money on them. They will sell. Now, may that one take a little bit longer to sell than another one? Maybe, but it'll sell.
Nice.
Even the ones with washes going through them, right?
Yeah. No, they all sell. They all sell.
They all sell. All right, awesome, man. So,
what are we gonna call this little Land Geek guy interlude?
I like the interlude. The Land Geek interlude. Yeah. What do you call the Land Geek matinee?
The matinee. That is all right. That's it. LGM, Land Geek Matinee.
The Land Geek Matinee. It's our afternoon. It's our afternoon session. Maybe if it's late in the afternoon, we'll have a happy hour.
The best part of this matinee is free.
It is free, yes.
And we'll answer any questions. So send us some comments. Email us. If you don't have our contact information, I think Scott just put it up in the comments. You can reach out to us at any time.
Yeah, message us on Facebook. Know that our next flight school is February 26th. If you want to get signed up at the 2019 pricing, get a hold of us. You got 10 or 11 days left. And tomorrow night, exciting stuff. Nightcap is back. Nightcap with the Land Geek guys, 10 p.m. Eastern.
I want to say publicly that I will be at a whiskey tasting prior to the nightcap, but I'm only going to taste it. I'm going to drink it.
Right. The question is, how many tastings of how many whiskeys will there be?
That's a good question.
That is a good question. So it'll be a quick nightcap tomorrow night. And
exciting.
You're in charge of the content.
Yeah, but that's fine because you created something for the beginning that we don't want to say anything else. It's going to be amazing. Tune in.
Tune in tomorrow night for an exciting.
Fortune 500 Forbes doesn't know about this.
I know. Matt, Fortune 500 Forbes, the refill guy, he will hopefully be present.
All right,
dude.
Well, thank you, Scott, for calling me and putting it on here. And thanks, everybody, for watching. And if you're watching us in the reruns, thanks for watching the rerun.
All right, we'll talk to you soon.
All right, bye.
See you, buddy.